Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Top Crop Summit. I'm Stephanie Crowley, the Editorial Director of Top Crop Manager. I'm joined today by Russell Trischek with BASF. Hi, Russell. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Stephanie.
So let's chat a little bit about what is happening with BASF right now. But first, before we get into it, I'd love for you to be able to introduce yourself and a little bit of your role at the company.
Yeah, so as you said, Russell Trischek is my name. So I'm a regional technical services manager. So I manage half of the team that conducts all the field trials and works to support our sales team throughout both the growing season and obviously the winter months. And then in addition to that, I'm the technical lead for Invigor Canola. So highly involved in that portfolio throughout the entire year.
Excellent. So obviously it's it's February, but there's always thoughts of what's about to happen. Spring is just around the corner. Hopefully, we hope. And looking ahead to the 2022 season, especially coming off of a season like 2021, there's lots on the mind of growers, I think. Is there anything that you could advise specifically on what your customers and what growers should focus on in 2022? Where should we really be concentrating?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a common question that we received throughout the, kind of this post-growing season that we worked through. And I think the biggest thing that I've been telling growers is really, we still are in a drought situation, right? We've unfortunately been through some pretty severe weather over the last 18 months. If you think back to even the latter part of 2020. And we're always optimistic. I mean, we're in agriculture, so we have to be. And I'm fully hoping that we're going to get back to more average rainfalls. But the reality is even when we get back to those types of rainfall levels, just because of the severity of the drought, we still are going to be impacted by it in 2022. So a lot of the advice and things that I've been giving to growers is make sure you take that into consideration. That should be an assumption that you have going into 2022. And any of those lessons that you learned in 2021 or 2020 or past experiences with tougher growing conditions, take those into consideration and really, employ your knowledge of your land, of your farming operation and the impacts that the drought have had, apply that to what you plan on doing in 2022, really just to mitigate the risk that you can. And what does that mean? Spread the risk out. We are in a situation where we have very strong commodity prices across the board. So, changing your crop rotation a little bit, that's a little bit more drought friendly, and I hate to plan for a drought, but I think it's a reality that growers are going to need to face. Mm-hmm. Avoid chasing big wins. Canola is looking so appealing right now, and mid $20 per bushel prices. But if you chase a big win and you get into a tougher situation, then unfortunately sometimes those turn into some pretty big losses. So with commodity prices as strong as they are across all crops, we really are in a situation where growers can plant a variety of different crops that you seed, at different times in the spring. They're going to flower at different times throughout the year, that you're going to harvest at different times. So any impact that we would see potentially from whether you're spreading it out, and where prices are, I mean, with them being as strong as they are across all boards, really, any crop is profitable. And we know that, you don't maybe necessarily have to avoid wheat, for example, because of its low prices.
That's great advice. And I think we'd love to be able to forget, how terrible in a lot of spots that 2021 season was, but ultimately all of those conditions will carry over into this coming year. And as you mentioned, we are really at a weird stage of unknown in terms of supply and demand. So being prepared is more important than ever. I think that's really great advice to share. Let's turn to something a little bit more positive and maybe talk about some of the things that are new and exciting for 2022 that BASF has in the pipeline that maybe growers can expect to see from you.
Yeah, so 2022, we're very excited to be coming into 2022 at BASF. We've got quite a few new things that are happening in canola that we know are going to be of a huge benefit to our customer base. The first one I think that we are really excited about is in 2022, the vast majority of Invigor canola seed will come with BASF's own seed treatment called Vercoris. There will still be a small proportion of seed that will have Prosper Evergall, that was the former seed treatment on it, just because of supply and inventory management. However, the majority will come with this new seed treatment, and we're quite excited to finally get BASF active ingredients that our customers have come so accustomed to using in other crops now here on canola seed. So in addition to that, we also have an active ingredient called fluopyram that we've included as part of the base seed treatment that goes on all in vigor canola. And what's really exciting about that component is it is there to control airborne blackleg. So that's the blackleg that comes in after your crop has come out of the ground and impacts it. And we just felt we had access to this molecule to put it onto our canola seed. And we felt that it was the most important thing to do is offer it on all our canola seed, just as an extra tool in the toolbox to help us manage blackleg. Fortunately, the genetic components of Invigor canola are extremely strong for managing blackleg. So it really is like another mode of action that we're putting on. Just in the instance that growers do get into a situation where maybe they have a field or a spot of a field where the disease is a little bit more prevalent. Moving from there, as always, BASF prides themselves in the innovation that we bring to the marketplace, and like every year we will be bringing some new hybrids to the market. It's a little bit early in the planning cycle. We're just kind of in the final steps of the decisions to determine which hybrids we'll be bringing. But our growers can expect to see, again, like every year, some new hybrids into Western Canada that potentially could fit into their rotation and their canola operation. And then lastly, in canola, we're launching advanced weed control in canola. So we, for several years now, have had advanced weed control programs in our pulse crops. And essentially what advanced weed control is it's a program where BASF really works towards managing the difficult to control weeds in any specific crop. So we use combinations of different herbicide products to manage those weeds as effectively as we can. And I think the most important part with the advanced weed control program is the BASF stands behind it. So when you use a couple of BASF brands, herbicide brands in your canola, and say you have trouble controlling a difficult weed like kochia or maybe cleavers, we're going to stand behind you, stand behind our products and our growers, and work with them to take care of those weeds. And that often comes, from BASF providing another product to that customer for them to control those as part of our commitment to standing behind those products.
Great. Well, that sounds like lots coming down the pipeline for sure that growers can be excited about. I want to backtrack a little bit and talk a little bit more about the Invigor system for canola, and was hoping maybe you could share a little bit more about that and why it's a great choice for growers this coming season.
Yeah, it's a question we get asked. What is it about Invigor that has led to its success in Western Canada? And really, the number one thing that I think drives it, obviously, is not only its overall performance, but the consistency in which it performs on every farm across Western Canada. So year over year, whether it's in our own internal demonstration strip trial program, whether it's in the canola performance trial program, and maybe even if you take a look at some other websites where they're comparing canola yields, Invigor always is at the top of the heap, right? We're always coming out with high yielding, high performing products. And I think one of the things that our customer base and growers have come accustomed to is the consistency. So in a year like 2021, where we've already discussed how difficult the conditions were, we saw the Invigor hybrids performing at a clip that's even more than what we would see on average. So one of the things that we really work towards within our breeding program is yield stability. So producing as much yield as possible, regardless of the conditions. And in 2021, we really saw that yield consistency come through within the Invigor portfolio. And then in addition to that, I really think, our growers see us as an innovation partner. We've already talked about the things that we're launching into 2022. And I think, that's it's the lifeblood at BASF to constantly innovate and provide those solutions to our customers. If you think of just the performance of InVigor hybrids, but in addition to that, we are the ones who kind of led the way with introducing pod shatter reduction technology. And we're seeing, almost our entire portfolio in a very short period has transitioned to the pod shatter reduction technology. We're constantly adding, disease resistance. So obviously blackleg, we transitioned to clubroot when clubroot was required. And we're really now into the early phases of understanding the impact of verticillium and what can we do from an InVigor perspective to help customers who are impacted by that disease. And even, there's even smaller markets like, the healthy oil market that we really try to just, like I said, meet our customers' needs with our innovations. And all that combined with the performance really is I think why you see so many growers choosing InVigor canola for their farms.
Well, that's great. And it's obviously had a long history of success, as it's the 25th anniversary of InVigor canola this year. Can you tell us a little bit about the milestone and maybe what BASF is doing to commemorate that?
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty impressive milestone. You think 25 years is a long time to be out doing what we do. But the reality is this is a shared success. I mean, if you're growing, selling, hauling, handling InVigor, you're a huge part of this success. And we can't say thank you enough to everybody within, Western Canada, Eastern Canada, and the entire InVigor canola kind of customer following, because it's really, those people who put InVigor where it is here with our 25-year milestone. So obviously it's a big event, and this summer, we're planning to have, something a little bit special going on at our strip trial sites. Obviously field tours, Ag in Motion. It's going to be a focus of the things that we're going to be participating in. So I mean, I'll just kind of let everybody come to some of those events and see what we're going to do to celebrate that. But yeah, we've got lots of things planned. And it is going to be a joint celebration, right? This is joint success with the entire industry, and we're really going to take it that way. But I think the biggest thing that we're going to do to celebrate our success is we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to put new hybrids out. We're going to continue to put traits in that solve our customers' problems, and really look towards the next 25 years. So hopefully, chances are I won't be here for the 50. But chances are that we're going to be going strong here in 25 more years, and that's our goal, is just to keep this good thing going for all those people who've been involved with it and have made it the success that it is.
Well, that sounds great. Congratulations to BASF on that milestone. And Russell, before we wrap up today, is there any final words or wisdom that you'd like to pass on with our audience?
No, I'd just like to thank you for the opportunity to have this conversation and get this out in front of all the growers in Western Canada who are going to see this. And I mean, just lots of people at BASF who have a lot of information about all our products and more. So, don't hesitate to reach out to any of the BASF sales reps or technical services team or anybody with any of your needs. That's just wanted to let everybody know that we're here to support them through their 2022 growing season.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Russell. It was great to chat with you today.
Thank you. Same to you, Stephanie.